Bono was a gift for my ex-wife, but he got in love with me. So the dog that he chose, and he chose me. Like my ex-wife, she kept with his son, and the thing is, Bono, when he got up on the board for the first time, at that time I want to start the stand-up paddle board, and I went up to a place, a beach. There were no waves, of course, because I didn't paddle for the first time, and I start to paddle on, it's almost a lake, not a lake because it's an ocean, but no waves at all. It's a bay, it's a big bay with no waves, and Bono, he was like swimming behind me, of course, like a good Labrador. Where's my father's going? So he started to swim, and I remember I helped him to get on the board. And at that time, I remember exactly, he started to, the way the tail was wagging, and he started to bark like, oh. He was excited to be on a board. Oh my God, I think he's liking. And then I start to paddle with 90 pounds with the board with me. So I started, like, maybe remember the first time I was doing a stand-up paddle board, like I was trying to paddle with him, and we're starting to develop a kind of technique, and we just paddle. For the first, 6 months, we just paddle. I just paddle to the places with Bono, with me all the time, barking. And our first wave was like 6 months later.
It starts with just taking that leap.
Man, you have to work hard. You have to be incredibly smart.
Choose something that even if it fails, you are going to be proud of it.
Doesn't matter how badly you got beaten in battle.
Be kind, be kind, be kind.
Become a better person, a better leader, a better business.
Go with your gut.
I'm Samuel Donner, and this is Finding Founders.
Can you give me like a couple sentences about who you are and what you do?
My name is Ivan Moreira. I graduated in a physical education. I used to be a personal trainer for almost 20 years. Now we have 3 different agents for influencers, marketing of influencers, right? We started in the pet, we're starting to do with pets, and now we have different agencies, only not for pet. We have for sports and for entertainment too. But I think my story with the surf dog started with Bono. You're right, Bono, right here. He's a Labrador. Now he's 14 years old, and this year we have to retire him for surfing. The vets just tell me, like, because of the spine, because of, he's 14, like he's almost 90. He's almost 90. The vet told me, so we had to retire him for surfing. He still stand up a little bit, like we paddle, in the lakes with no waves, because he like his strength. He had to do a lot of energy to keep the balance on the board. So, but everything started 14 years ago. Not 14, I think 12 years ago, when Bono stepped up on a board for the first time, and
so
he started to.
I want to get into that story in a little bit.
Okay.
But to start, I want to get into that story in a little bit. But it's really cool that you've like built an empire of like not only like pet, like an influencer and social media marketing, but now have expanded it to all these other things. I'm sure Bono was a huge inspiration in getting that going. But I want to start at the beginning and talk about like growing up on the shores of Rio de Janeiro and surfing with your dad when you were 5. Like, what are some of your earliest surfing memories?
Yes. No, yeah. I have a privilege to have a dad who surfs, right? My father is 73, and today we kind of a rush today because he's moving. He's going to live on the same city as I live, is Búzios. I don't know if you hear about it. It's a city for like next to the beach, and my wife is pregnant. So we are moving. Everybody's moving. My wife's mother just moved to the city. I intend to bring my mother next year, so we're gonna put everybody's together for Moana. Her name is gonna be Moana. It's like ocean, sea, the meaning of Moana. So everything about us. And I started to surf when I was like 5, man. And I didn't have a choice, My father, hey, you're gonna surf or you're gonna surf. Like, my father is one of the first the first surfers in Rio de Janeiro. So he started surfing in 66, I think. 66, 67.
66. Wow,
Yeah.
that was like at the very beginning of its
Very beginning.
popularization. That's like Beach Boys era.
Exactly. So he's a I mean, I give him a tattoo when he made 60. Like, so surfers are closer to eternity, like this big on his back, you know, like he's kind of the kind of surfer who speaks more slangs than me. Like, if you know him, like, hey, you know, brother, you know what? You have to surf everything. Like, he's a personality. Like, he's so funny, and he's moving from here. And I started to surf when I was like 5, 6, and I got really passion for surfing when I was like 11, 12. I used to compete a lot, only for amateurs. I never became a pro. I always liked big waves. I lived in Hawaii for almost 2 years, year and a half, when I was, man, in 1999. In 1999, I was just 20 years, and then I stopped.
How did you get to Hawaii?
I get to Hawaii because I have a friend who is really famous in Brazil and in Hawaii. His name is Marcelo Biju. He's a big rider, black belt, a big guy, and he makes a lot of friendships with Hawaiian guys, with the Makua's father, with Eddie Cacau, with Clyde Cacau, with Fast Eddie, with a lot of guys. So when I was a kid, he'd say, hey, you have to go to Hawaii. You like big waves. Because he knew I like to surf big waves in Leblon, the neighbor where we used to live. And there's a spot over there when it's big, like 10, 12 feet, just breaks perfect. A very good, not a point break, but it seems that because it's a very big ride. So he always trying to makes me understand that the place, if you want to surf big waves, is Hawaii. You have to go to Hawaii. And I went there for the first time in 95. I spent 3 months, the whole winter, and I just got in love for the place, man. I said, hey, I have to come back. And then I came back on 97 and 99. I tried to spend more time. I stopped. I was studying physical education at that time.
Yeah.
And then
Why did you want to study physical education?
Because I always practiced sports on my whole life. I played tennis for 6 years, like competing. I played polo, you know, the water polo for a couple of years. And I started in karate when I was a kid. I got my black belt. Yeah, I'm a black belt in karate and jiu-jitsu. I always like sport, man. I always like to compete. Then I didn't think anything different than like physical education. I want to make like sport. And I worked for 20 years in a gym. Like, I was gymnastic for groups and spinning the bike. When the spinning start in Brazil in 2000, I started to give some classes, and I spent like 10 years in spinning and more 10 years in gymnastic. So that's why I did the because I didn't think anything different than like sports. Take care of your body, you know, like I always try to do like something like that. I'm 46 right now. I'm not a kid, but I still have a mind of a kid, right? You know.
How did your like interest in surfing and like I guess like physical activity develop up until like 2010? Like what were you doing in those years? Like were you like getting into like bigger and bigger waves too?
Yeah, I always liked big waves. I think because of my father. My father likes big waves. So when I was like not 10, but I think 11, I had my first like big wave. Well, I went to like a 10-foot wave. I was so small, and everybody was afraid because, hey, what are you doing with your kid? But my father, no worries. He's a very good swimmer because I always swim. I always used to swim a lot. You know, I started to swim when I was 6 months, 7 months. And I compete a little bit for 2 years when I was 6 and 7. I compete a little bit swimming, yeah. But the water polo is very good for the surf, you know, because the training is so hard. You have to train. Yeah, it's so hard that we have alternate legs, you know, for keep your body out of the water. So that's why I used to train a lot. And then I decided to spend this time in Hawaii, and I make some kind of a preparation for that. I used to swim a lot. I make some apnea, the curse. We have curses in Rio for train your breath and all these things. So
you're doing like the breath holding courses to like make sure that you could hold your breath for like 4 minutes because if you get swept up 4.
4 and 410. My record was 4909, not 410, but 409 was my record.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So like that was sort of because like if you got swept away by a wave, you're gonna have to hold your breath for that long.
Exactly. That's why we have to train a lot. Now, on the last 10 months, man, I had to do 3 surgeries. I make my ACL, the knee. I have to do it because I just smashed it 10 years ago, practicing jiu-jitsu. And I did my sept. I couldn't breathe. I did the sept, changed my life. I used to use a lot that the medication for breathing. I use a lot that, man, every day. So, and I stopped with that, and then I had 3 hernias for doing a lot of exercise on my whole life, So then I did these 3 hernias like 3 months ago. So I could start to do exercise like, I don't know, a month ago, something like that. I gained a little bit. I'm 215 pounds right now. I gained a little bit of, I'm probably 9 kilos, 8 kilos or something, but now I'm gonna start to do some exercise, a diet and everything, and recover my health.
Yeah. So going back to Hawaii. So you were taking the courses to learn to breathe, but did you hurt yourself before you were like actually hit the big waves?
No. I just hurt my knee on like years ago on the surfing. I have some stitches. Have stitches right here, stitches on my belly, but never get like really serious one. But it's a sport. I can say it's kind of it's dangerous, right? You're putting your life in risk all the time. I'm a very big fan of Lucas Chumbo. He's one of my best friends. So I know all the guys from big waves, the Pedro Scooby and all the Brazilian guys. Yeah. So I used to have to change a lot information with them. I have a dream. I'm starting to do my exercise again. I have to do like in 1 year, and I intend to next year, the next winter season, to go to Nazareth. I wanna know this place. Yeah.
That's some big waves. So you've always had this like dream of like riding bigger and bigger waves, of like being in the ocean. Can you tell me like how you ended up looping a dog into this, and when you got your first dog, or your when you got Bono rather?
I can say everything with Bono. Everything was so natural for him. I bought a stand-up paddleboard at that time.
How did you get Bono initially?
Bono was a gift for my ex-wife, but he got in love with me. So the dog that he chose who's gonna be like his owner or something, and he chose me like. And then when we separate, she keep the Bono's son. Bono have a lot of sons in there. He has 34 around Rio de Janeiro. Yeah,
34. Oh my God, yeah. Bono is busy.
Yeah. So my wife, my ex-wife, she kept with his son, and the thing is, Bono, when he got up on the board for the first time, he's a very good swimmer, right? He's a Labrador, so that makes a little bit easy, because he's a Labrador. He loves to swim. He loves the water. He always have been in the water. And at that time, I want to start the stand-up paddleboard. At that time, I remember Larry Hamilton, the Hawaiian guy. The Hawaiian, the big one. Larry Hamilton's a Hawaiian big guy, and he was doing a lot of stand-up paddle and saying about the good things about the practice, the exercise for your body, not only for surf, for exercise with a stand-up paddleboard. So I bought this board and what a coincidence, bring to the place where I live today, in Búzios. That time I live in Rio de Janeiro. It's like 150 miles, 120 miles from here. So I bring it here because there's a place we used to have vacation and weekends. And I went up to a place, a beach. There were no waves, of course, because I didn't paddle for the first time. And I start to paddle on, it's almost a lake. Not a lake because it's an ocean, but no waves at all. It's a bay. It's a big bay with no waves. And Bono, he was like swimming behind me, of course, like a good Labrador. Where's my father's going? So he started to swim. And I remember I helped him to get on the board. And at that time, I remember exactly, he started the whale, the tail was wagging, and he started to bark like, oh. He was excited to be on a board. Oh my God, I think he's liking. And then I start to paddle with 90 pounds with the board with me. So I started, maybe remember, the first time I was doing a stand-up paddle board, like I was trying to paddle with him, and we're starting to develop a kind of technique. And we just paddle. For the first, 6 months, we just paddle. I just paddle to the places with Bono, with me all the time, barking. And our first wave was like 6 months later than this. We went to...
How did you decide to do the first wave?
The thing is, I was developing the skills to paddle. Like, it's getting easy. The paddle was getting easier for me. It was not so difficult at all. Hey, let's do something more difficult. Like, let's try to catch a small wave. And then I went to the south of Brazil in Florianópolis, in the south of Brazil. I went to the beach for the carnival, for Brazilian carnival. We have a holiday, and in this beach, the left side have some small waves, but really small, like 1 feet, something like that. 1 foot, really small. And I tried to paddle a little bit hard, and I could go on a wave, but straight. I just go straight, 30 meters, 15 meters, just nothing more than that. Oh my God, I can surf, I can go on a wave. And at the time, I did it a lot. I did I don't know how many waves I catch. And then I start to go a little bit to the left where the waves were a little bit bigger. Something 2 feet, 3 feet, something like that. And I tried to paddle, and I remember I could catch a wave. And I could catch a wave, and at the end of the wave, I fell down, Bono fell down, but everybody on the beach was, woo. And oh my God, it seems like everybody liked that, Hey Bono, it seems like everybody liked it. And after that, every time the waves were really small, I tried to surf with him. At the time, I preferred to surf with him than surf alone. You know what? Because I could see Bono, because he was so excited on the board. I think the happiness of Bono on the board makes us what we are today. You know what? Because otherwise, everybody's gonna keep, he's not liking, he's not liking, you're pushing him, and that's not, and everybody couldn't say that because the tail was wagging and he was barking. I think that's why we have a lot of this kind of thing we had, the TV.
So when did you realize you could do competitions with Bono? So you're just going and you're doing it every once in a while on the beach. When do you realize you could do it a little bit more?
I keep almost 1 year just surfing, training, developing our skills, starting to do some cutbacks, some hang five. Bono was surfing behind me, and the other dogs of the world surf on the nose. And I put him here. That's why we could surf big waves that we surf. We surf Waimea, we surf Sunset Beach, we surf, we made a tow-in with Garrett McNamara. So I have a lot of different things with Bono. But I saw on the internet, hey, there is a surf dog contest. The word surf dog contest, it used to happen. I was reading in Huntington Beach. Oh my God, I have to go there. I had to go there. I have to see what it is, what other dogs are doing, And then one of my friends, he sponsored me. He bought the tickets and everything, and we just went to the California for the first time with Bono. And when I went there, it was the Surf City Surf Dog in Huntington Beach. There were more than 70 dogs at the first time. 2014, the first time, and a lot of dogs everywhere. The beach was so crowded, and I couldn't imagine something like that so huge. And and we started to surf the tandem division where we surf together, and we kept the first heat and the second heat, and we just win the competition. And in Brazil, it makes an explosion. Everybody didn't know about that, and Medina just won his first world title at the end of 2014, and Bono won on September. So the newspaper and everything was Bono, the first Brazilian surf dog, the first Brazilian world champion. That's
awesome. So what was it like getting all that national attention?
That a lot of attention. I couldn't expect that. When we won the competition, I just, it's nice, man. I saw the video, and like I told you, I love competition. Like I started competition when I was a couple of months, like swimming, tennis, and everything, karate, jiu-jitsu. So I when I saw the competition, I want to see what it is. When I won, of course, I got a little really happy about it. I was playing with Bono, and then all the TV in Brazil starting to call us. Hey, you have to come here, talk about that. Where do you have a Brazilian World Dogs competition surfer? And we start to go in the TV, in the televisions. We went to the newspaper, on the everything, magazines. We have a lot of repercussion about that, and I couldn't expect that. I just went for surf with my dog, for have fun. At the time, I didn't have Instagram. I just made Instagram after that. So like, I didn't have even a social media to talk about that. And then I made my social media with Bono. It used to be the Bono Surf Dog.
And now Bono Surf Dog, has 330,000 followers?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It is, man. It is.
Wow.
It is
so
everything we did.
What was the first the first couple posts you did with Bono?
The first post was just the Instagram was just surfing. Me, Bono surfing, Bono on the board, just that. And good pictures, because I have a lot of friends who are photographers. So I have a beautiful photos about that. But just surfing. Me and Bono surfing, Bono on the board, I make some hang five, just like that. And it's starting to grow and then we have another. Then the next year, we came with, how can I say? We came with my producers. We came with 2 cameras and 1 producer for film, the competition again. And then we won. We were back-to-back champion on the 10th division. And this repercussion, we went to the most popular program in Brazil, TV show in Brazil, the most one. Is on Sunday, like 8 o'clock. Sunday, 8 o'clock, everybody used to watch. Of course, nowadays, nobody see more television. Like, everything is like, everything is YouTube or something. But at this time, we had this TV show, and then we like, boom. Then we start to, everybody used to know us. Everybody recognize us on the street. Hey, this is Bono? Oh yeah, it is. Oh my God. And the photos and everything. And the sponsors start to pop up. We have some sponsors for dog breed, for medication. And then I start to see, oh my God, that could be my profession or my job. I could change, But at that time, I used to be a physical education. I work like 10 hours a day in a gym, at the gym, like every physical education. So we start to write a TV show called Bono, the Surfing Dog, where we used to travel around the world, surfing some good waves and knowing a lot of places. And I think 1 year, 2 years after that, we started the show. We started to travel. I went to Peru to surf Chicama. We have I don't know, a bunch of waves, more than 2 minutes at Chicama. We have 2 Guinness World Record holder. I have the book. This first one, we went to Porto Roca. The river, the wave on the river. It's a really long wave for the tire board. The tie. It used to be for the tie.
Yeah, it goes on forever.
Yes, exactly. And the first one we surf a wave for I think 9 minutes or something, but was too small, this wave. And then I went to Amazonia forest with this producer. We got a boat. We went 14 hours in the Amazonia River inside to surf the wave. And I catch the wave for 33 minutes and 40 seconds.
33 minutes with Bono too.
With Bono. And that's the longest wave ever in the story. This is the history about that. I don't know who's going to change, who's going to beat this, because it's going to be really hard, man, for that.
Was it hard to stay on that long?
After 15 minutes, yes, my legs were hurting, was burning the legs. And I say, I'm gonna keep it until like I fell down, I'm not gonna quit. And I didn't quit. I go all the way when the wave finished. 33 minutes, 40 seconds, I think 10.8 kilometers.
Wow.
The distance. Yeah, the distance.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So what was it like, what did it feel like to be able to shoot that show at all these places around the world and like have the opportunity to do that? And what did you want it to go past a couple seasons?
Yeah, we have 2 seasons, 2 different seasons. The first one, we went to Peru, Amazonia, California, Hawaii. We went to Maui. Bono have been in Maui, Kauai, Oahu, and Big Island. He knows, he has been in everything. Like, and then we film in what else? We film, I think this spots in Rio de Janeiro too. And we have a lot of different things. Peru was awesome because we went to the glacial lakes in Peru. It's called Huaraz, one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. And we paddle with Bono and the freezing lake, and Bono just jump on the board, start to swim in. I called the vet, like, hey man, I think Bono's gonna freeze. Hey, did you guys push him to film? Are you pushing him? No, so don't worry about that. He's a Labrador. Labrador loves cold water. Don't be afraid about that. But we just make this movie and just this TV series, and it was awesome, man. And everybody started to recognize us more and more. Like, hey, this is Bono.
So after that show, like, what was next for you and Bono?
Yeah. After that, we make the second season, and the second season were totally different. We had it wasn't me and Bono anymore. We had the family. We had Camila, my wife. We had her dog, a bull terrier. Unfortunately, he I don't know. He's here. Let me see if you see it. Yeah. He's a bull terrier. Unfortunately, he passed away 2 years ago with cancer. But then we had Cacau, Bono's daughter. She was she's 4 right now. And we just traveled for the second season, I don't know, 3 years ago. So she was 1 year only. She was a puppy, almost a puppy. Yeah. And then we went all the coast of Brazil to the north. Yeah, all beautiful places. We have a little bit of surfing, but wasn't the main thing, more the surf dog family that we are today. We just changed the branding, the Bono surf dog, because we have the surf dog family. We have Cacau who surfs. I have the other dog that we rescue who surfs too. I have a cat who loves to swim. I have a black cat that we rescue. And she loves to swim, and it's like it's more than a family. And after that, I started like, what do we have to do? Bono, we got the pandemic, the pandemic. So we stopped to travel because we couldn't. And then Bono was getting old. Bono's already 12. He still surfs, but you can see that he was like a little bit more tired. So we just catch some small waves. I just want him to have fun all the time. All the time was just have fun. It's all about have fun with your best friend. That's what I used to say. If he's not having fun, it doesn't have sense for that. It doesn't have right. So Cacau is the same. When I start surfing Cacau, of course, Cacau, I train a lot her because I like for the brand, for our job, I need her to like to surf, and I need like. And we have like to train since she was, I don't know, 3 months, man. She stand up on the board on the sand when she was like 3 months. Always with treats, like making her to like connecting. Oh, surf is good. When I have surf, I got treats. So, and today she's totally passionate about surfing. Like she's addicted. If she sees a board, like she go jump on the board. You're like, hey, let's go. It's awesome.
So in 2024, she ended up winning the World Dog Competition?
Yeah. We went in 5 divisions. She won 4 golds and 1 silver. The best.
Yeah, what was it like taking her to the dog competition, the
awesome.
World Dog Surfing Competition?
Was awesome, man. It wasn't in Huntington Beach anymore. It was in the north, in San Francisco, next to San Francisco, Pacifica Beach. A little bit more cold than I used to, than I was used to have with Bono, but with her first time, doing an international trip. She did it great. She's a service dog too, right? We work with the children with cancer. I used to be an ambassador with Bono for the Ronald McDonald's Institute, who takes care of children with cancer. And now Cacau is doing the same job. That's why we love to do this kind of job too, because it's not only for sports, we have to give it back. I always think about that. When you give back, everything makes more sense. And she did great on the plane. We went to the competition. A lot of people in Pacifica Beach, a lot of people. And I got in 5 different divisions. I'm going to get in everything with her. I don't know what's going to be, but let's have fun, And Cacau just, I don't know, man, she was perfect. She did it so good. She was like the tail wagging and playing with everybody, because she loves to play. She's a Labrador, right? She played with everybody. When I have my heat, Cow, let's go. And she got on the board, and I took her all the way out. When she surfs alone, the division that she surfs alone, the dog, a lot of the guys are not surfers, so they don't get the dog all the way to the outside, or something. And Cacau is used to that. So I took her all the way to the outside, and the guy was, oh my God, she's all the way to the outside. And I pushed her in a very good way, and she did it great. Everybody was having fun. We have some cameramen doing a lot of good photos and videos. It was awesome.
So what are you most excited for today with, you built this, surf dog empire? You now have a bunch of new characters coming on. You have, Bono's retiring, but Cacau is coming up very soon. She's at the top of her game. So what's next, and what are you most excited for to work on in the future?
Yeah, I really intend to come back next year for the World Surf Dog. I wanna compete again with her. I would like to try to break Bono's record on a Pororoca on the river. I'd like to. I just started to talk with my friend who's the producer who knows everything about Pororoca, about the wave. He knows everything. And he said, hey, let's do it. It's going to be great. If Cacau breaks Bono's record, it's going to be nice. And we are starting to see if you're going to have a different kind of TV show about traveling with a family, with dogs, with my daughter who's gonna born Moana probably in Moana is for February. She's gonna, so maybe after July, August, after the middle of the next semester, probably we're gonna start to do something about just traveling with my family to places that, of course, where there are some good waves, because that's always important. But for sure, next year we want to come back to California for defend Cacau's title. That's for sure.
That's so exciting, and I'm excited for the future of the surf dog family. And it's cool, seeing it pass from, generation to generation.
No, you know what? A lot of guys recognize when saw Cacau. She's Bono's daughter, because we used to compete to 2014 until the pandemic, until 2020. So for 6 years, Bono have 5 titles in the tandem division, and one bronze, one silver. The 6 times went there.
Well, that's awesome. Congrats on all your success, and it's cool to see everything that's happening with Bono and now Cacau.
But I have a privilege, man, to share with my best friends the sport that I love it most. I have surf pride of my family, because I have a father that surfs. So I used to say a lot that this is a privilege, And the dogs are, the dogs are what Bono did in my life. It's Bono changed the place where I live, changed my career, changed my job. He changed everything, it's more than surf with my dog. The surf dog family is more than dogs than surf. We have love, they are part of my family. We share it a lot. We try to make people understand that it's so good to be with them, the unconditional love they have for you.